Hey everybody, this is Renae from The Space Between, and you are listening to The Space Between podcast, the show that lets you listen to how the fans feel about the music, the art behind over 30 years of the Dave Matthews Band. Stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of The Space Between, the podcast where we talk about the fans of the Dave Matthews Band. Each week I get together with other DMB fans to share their journey of how they met the Dave Matthews Band and how that's affected their life. So this week is like none other. I am with three Dave Matthews Band fans, so I am going to let them introduce themselves. Tell me who you are, where you live in the world, and how in the world did you find the Dave Matthews Band?
Well, my name is Jimmy Walker. I am from Raleigh, North Carolina, and I have been a Dave Matthews Band fan since 1995. I went to my first show in July of 1995 at Walnut Creek in Raleigh, and I actually did not want to go at the time. I was working at Pizza Hut when I was in high school, and a girl that I liked worked there and asked me if I wanted to go to the show. So I said, sure, why not? I acted like I liked them. I thought Dave was terrible. I thought he sounded nasally and whiny, and the music was just a joke. Well, I ended up liking the band so much more than the girl, and 104 shows later, here I am.
That's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. It's just something that you thought you were totally against, right? And then, boom, completely. Here it is, 104 shows later. 104 is that shows. Even, like, can you believe it yourself?
I can't. And my 100th show was in Camden. You were there.
Yes.
And that was my 100th show was amazing. It was incredible. We got some liberations that night, and it was just an all-around great time, minus the heat. It was a little hot out there.
It was a little bit hot, but totally worth it, right?
Worth it.
All right. So Heather.
Hi.
Where you live, how in the world did you find the Dave Matthews Band?
My name's Heather Keith, and I live in Emerald Isle, North Carolina. I was 15 in 1995 at Walnut Creek. That was my first show. And my friend was 16, had her license, and it was my first little taste of freedom outside of the house with no chaperones. And I loved it ever since and went every year and couldn't wait for the next show.
Wow.
Now I'm a junkie.
How many shows did you say? Yes, you're a junkie. There's no
it's a little unclear. I think I'm at like 81 or 82.
And I'll be the first to admit, I really hate that question, but I find myself asking that. So I apologize. Like, I know a lot of people say, I don't like to talk about how many shows. And I agree with that. Like, the number of shows you've been to doesn't necessarily dictate how strong of a fan you are. Right? There are people that have never been to see the bands live, and they love them just as much as we do. True. So, I mean, I want to say that continuously. Sometimes I do like to ask, because it is cool that you've been to so many venues and even just the history of what you've seen visually. Like, if you saw the band in the 90s versus now, I mean, my goodness, It's just a completely different band. So it's still a question I like, but I do like to point out that question does not, to me, dictate how strong of a fan you are. So, all right, JD, tell us who you are, where you are, and how in the world did you find this crazy band?
I am JD Payne. I'm from Morehead City, North Carolina, just down the road from Heather. And as Jimmy and Heather, my first show was 95 Walnut Creek in Raleigh. I had been a fan for a couple years, and we begged my friend's mom to take us. And it was like a journey, the beginning of a journey that I didn't realize at the time. But now, after however many years and 118 shows, and all the people that I've met, and is just as much important, if not more important, than the music.
I'll agree with that. I think each of us will, right? Just, and I think for me, I mean, that's what I always say continuously. Jimmy, I've heard you say that. Heather, you've heard that. Like, it is the people. And even more now for me, like in 2023, the music is almost secondary to me. Not to take away or minimize how much I love them. I do. I love them. They're my favorite. I listen to them all of the time. However, if given the choice, could I go to another live show or could I keep the people that I got with the Dave Matthews Band? 100%. Want the family that came along with it, because that's exactly what these people have become to me. They're people I talk to daily.
It's not the same without them.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
and I
it really
can't
isn't.
imagine going to a concert and not being in the middle of a group, right, of people that are part of it. I mean, it just would seem so weird to not do that. How do you guys feel about that? I mean, talk to me about your journey with the family, and even just you three, you all live in North Carolina. Your first show, each of you, it was the same. I mean, how in the world did you meet?
The same show.
Okay.
the same show. It's crazy.
All right. Well, here's a little trivia question for JD and Heather. What was the very first song that we heard live
Was it number
41?
41?
recently?
No. Recently, no.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about. Okay, never mind.
No.
I was thinking about 21.
Yeah, no. The show that they opened up with
Yeah, the
was
95
was
was
recently,
recently.
Yeah.
Wow.
but
Does
Yeah,
that-
The
does that bring back
16
the- I mean,
song
like,
set.
wow.
yeah, 16 song
Yeah.
set.
It was.
It included true reflections as well. Sorry, I've been drinking a little bit tonight.
Sorry.
It's Monday.
I just remember like standing on the lawn at Walnut Creek and just being like mesmerized
Yeah,
by the music. Like it just like I listened to it from when I was like I was probably like 13 maybe or 12, and some friends of mine that went to boarding school in Virginia that were older had this tape, and it was like he played it at their school, and I couldn't turn it off, and they gave it to me. They're like, take it, and I like wore it out. That's all I listened to. My friends were like, what is this mess? And I was like, you'll learn.
Well, to touch on the friend thing,
They kind of got on the bandwagon.
I met JD from local area here, and he liked the Dave Matthews Band just as much. So I met some of his friends that he had met through the whole process, Jimmy, and we all went to the Gorge together. I don't know, how big was the group?
Yeah.
it was probably about
I think we had
13
like
to 14
or something like that.
And it was like everyone had known you their entire life. Everybody was so welcoming, and everybody had little gift packages, and come on, girl, walk with me. Let's do this. Yeah.
So the funny thing is, I met Heather the night before we flew out to the Gorge. Had never met her before in my life, and she just comes to my house. I'm going to spend the night. So she comes over. JD comes. So we all crash here. Then we all
did you not
pile
meet
in
her?
Heather's car. Huh?
Did you not meet her at the tailgate?
Briefly, like
22 in Raleigh.
Yeah, it was briefly.
Yeah.
But no, then we all piled in Heather's car, and we almost died about 8 times on the way there.
like a
Her
hello.
driving-
Yeah.
Her driving is horrendous at
Yeah, I'm
4:00 in the morning.
it was kind of sketchy.
It
All the
was-
time. I should have been a race car driver. I mean, that was my calling.
Clearly.
like she pays attention to everything but the road.
At least we didn't die.
That's true.
You did not
We made
die.
it to the goal.
We made it.
We're here to talk about it. So.
Yeah.
Yep. But,
Yeah,
yeah,
I met Jimmy after the Charlotte show.
no, before
22.
the Charlotte show. Before the Charlotte show in 22.
No, before the Charlotte show. Yes, at the meetup. Because I'm friends
some
with
kind of
Blair.
crafty crab or
Jimmy
something
knew
like that.
Blair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that place was cool.
Yeah, it was. So I met JD there, and then, that's the one thing about this. Like, even though Heather and I had never met, we had chatted before on Facebook through the groups and stuff. You feel comfortable with people, and you don't worry. You're not freaked out by the fact that, okay, I have a stranger coming to my house.
Right.
For the show in 2021, when it kicked all back off, I had 8 people staying in my house that came in from out of town.
22 was the same way.
Yeah, I opened my home to people. I was like, just come in. Yeah. Last year was the same thing. JD stayed, Blair stayed, Suzanne Swirl stayed, Ashley did, Brandy, her 2 friends. Like, I had a house full of people.
His kids have the most comfortable beds on the planet. I was like, I don't want to get up.
That reminds me.
We didn't sleep very long.
This year, 2023, when Dave played Rogers, which is my home venue. Of course, same thing. Like if you have friends that are coming in for a show and you live there, I mean, it's kind of like, I feel like it's my duty to put my friends up. That way they're not having to pay for a hotel and all the things. So I had, all my friends here, and it was
I saw the pool party.
But it was awesome. Yeah, I mean, we did a pool party. It was amazing. It was amazing. So, Jimmy, I feel
if they ever play in Morehead City, we got you.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, I'm going to be there.
I have no problem opening my home to people that, the people that are fans, people that I correspond with, on an almost daily basis. Like, why pay for a hotel? You can stay here for free,
Exactly. Plus, they're for me, and I know for y'all too, like, it's my family that's coming. Exactly. And I don't mean that only when I'm at a concert. I mean that all of the time. And you are welcome here. You are my family. If you're in town, come on over. Don't even think about a hotel. I might be offended if you say, I'm going to stay in a hotel. Unless all of my kids are here, and then I totally get it, because I would not want to do it. So, guys, today's topic is, and by the time we actually are hearing this, we're going to be on our way. We're going to be there. But today we are talking about Charlottesville, Virginia. So, guys, tell me, have you ever been to see the Dave Matthews Band in what they consider, what we all consider their home venue, right? Like, because this is where so much history of the band, just started. Before the band was started, there's history there of the people that are in the band. And so, have you ever been there, or is this your first year to go?
Yes, I was there for the anniversary show, which was insane. It was amazing. Preservation Hall. It was just incredible. I'm really looking forward to this time around, because back then I was still married. So I was not engaged in these Facebook DMB family tour groups, all that stuff. So I didn't really know a ton of people. I went with some friends, and it was nobody that I actually even still hang out with today. So I have a whole new family that I can go and enjoy this with. And, it's like that at every show. I never know a stranger at a show. And I always leave with more friends after the show than what I had when I went in. So I'm really looking forward to it.
This is my first Charlottesville show. Looking forward to going to all the places. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm super excited to add that to the venue list.
Absolutely. JD, is this your
I've been to Charlottesville, I think. No, I think this will be my 6th Charlottesville show total.
Oh, wow.
So I'm really looking forward to getting back. It's been a while since I've been there, so I'm really pumped up. It's just got such a cool vibe. Yeah. It's like everybody, and Dave always turns up for Charlottesville. Like, there's going to be some kind of surprise. Yeah,
there's always going to be a special guest coming out. I'm sure John Dirth will be out there playing along with the boys. And you never know who's going to show up. So that's the exciting thing about it.
Well, this is my very first trip to Charlottesville. And honestly, I could not have written a better year as far as what I've got to do this year, and the podcast, and how much we've got to see and talk. And that's how we met. That's how we all met each other, is by just being on the road, going to the Dave shows. And so in writing the story that I'm writing this year, I couldn't think of a better ending to all of this than where it all began. And so I'm looking forward to checking out the history of everything. And who doesn't love a good college town? I live in a college town. College towns are always beautiful and historical. And so I look forward to taking in every bit of it. I'll be the first to admit, I'm not a Virginia fan. I mean, as far as collegiate, stuff goes, I'm a Razorback through and through.
Go Heels.
Go Tigers. Go Tigers.
I know. We all got it. But you know what? That's okay. I wouldn't want to hang out with people that are just like me, right?
No, that would be boring.
Hang out with people that are just like you.
No,
that's what.
Yes.
That's what
I want to hang out with Dave Matthews.
So unique.
I do too.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Get it.
I just need
exactly.
We all need to sit down.
No, we're all so different. like different personalities, different walks of life, different careers, but we all have this like one love for this band that unites us all. Like I was telling somebody when I was at the Gorge, and they called and asked how it was going, and I said, "Do you want to see 30 or 40,000 happy people? Come to the Gorge."
Yeah.
Because that's what it is.
That's a really, really.
It's one
great way
giant
to
family.
describe it. It is. And no matter where you are, whether you're at the Gorge, which yes, is a magical place, or whether you're in Camden, New Jersey, like it's all the same, right? Like it's the same
Right.
happy people. Now,
Everybody's happy.
Are there some fans of the Dave Matthews bands that are not happy, shiny people? Absolutely. It's not a perfect system. It never will be. But for the most part, when you walk in, or when I walk in, I just feel automatically like welcomed. And I hope I give off that same vibe, when people come to my home, Vicki, that we're welcoming each other. And so is that what you guys have found, when you do go to concerts that maybe you didn't know someone that you're really close to was going to be there? Did you feel welcomed at the show?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, same. I'm always in the poster line, so I'm meeting like all kinds of warehouse fans in advance, and they're handing out slaps for your poster tubes and magnets and pins and buttons. So by the end of the weekend or a 2-night show, you really made a couple friends. So
Absolutely,
it's good.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of my
it's
favorite
super cool.
things is getting.
You always, like Jimmy said,
Go ahead.
everybody. No, what Jimmy said, like everybody just gets along.
Yeah, they do. And like I was saying, Heather, with you said with all the stickers and stuff, that's one of my most favorite parts or souvenirs from a Dave concert is all of the love
Creative things that people have made.
Bracelets. And this year they've started with like the Taylor Swift bracelets, which are incredible, with all the Dave lyrics and stuff. But the stickers, the koozies, all the things that people just give out because they want to just love on you and they want you to know, hey, we might be across the country, but we feel the same way about this band that you do. And so it just kind of is like confirmation that you're not the only crazy person in the whole
Right,
world.
exactly. Yes.
So I am so excited about Charlottesville. I know even though that this is not your first trip, we're all excited because 2023 to me, and I think most of you will say this, it's been an amazing year. It's been
A special year.
a wild ride as far as, the songs that we've got that just, it's been amazing. Almost words can't describe how this year has gone. And so in Charlottesville, in their hometown, if you will, can they top it? Absolutely they can. And so I know, a few days ago, Jimmy and we all talked, what song would really just turn around this 2023 tour for you and just, not that it hasn't been like everything you needed, but like what would take it one step further for you? Like what would it take, Jimmy, JD, Heather, what would it take to just be like, oh my God, I didn't think it could get any better. And then I heard this and I was like, what the fuck, right?
Hands down for me, it's Crazy Easy. That song, I don't know what it is about it. Maybe it's just the rarity of what it's played, but and the fact that Dave changes the lyrics every single time. I love that song. And to me, the live tracks Alpine version, by far the best.
I agree. I do. I play that all the time. That version is so good. So if you haven't heard it, guys, if you're on the road right now to Charlottesville, press pause right now on this podcast and listen to Crazy Easy from the Alpine Live.
It's volume 8 live tracks from Alpine, the best version.
So good, and
that's a good album.
The same thing. Yes, Crazy Easy is my chaser. Heather, what will it take to turn around this tour for you in a good way?
I'm not really chasing a specific song, I guess. I pretty much love all of the songs, but I like some of the hype songs. Yeah, I like, Shake It Like a Monkey, the Louisiana Bayou. But I also like, unlike some people are tired of seeing the Sledgehammer, I love seeing him really get into it and enjoy what he's doing, and he just loves it. So I enjoy that regardless of how many times I hear that one.
Yeah, no, it's a banger every time.
Yeah.
Like I just lose like I've heard it the first time.
Yeah, same.
JD, what's it going to take to make
I'm
you change
chasing
your mind?
There's two things that could happen. So either get a Snow Outside or a Drunken Soldier. I've never had Snow Outside live. I haven't heard Drunken Soldier, I don't think, since maybe like 2010. So I would love to get that. Or what would probably like blow my mind would be if they let Rashawn do the solo on Break Free.
Oh.
Like the Fenway Park version.
Right. Yeah. No, like JD was saying, the Fenway version, that version that hands down the best.
I would go nuts if they did that. Like it would be, that's one of my favorite songs. And it just isn't this. I mean, Buddy does awesome on the keys, but it's just not the same song.
Well, I hope that all of these things happen. And if they
What do you want,
I'll
Renae?
Yeah, what are you chasing, Renae?
I'm with Jimmy. Like this whole year now, I don't even want to compare this year because this year has just been crazy and wonderful, and I've got everything I could ever think of, but crazy easy. I would really love to hear it. That's what I went to the Gorge this year saying, I want to hear. I didn't get it. I'm not disappointed. Like we still got an amazing show. But I'd still love to hear Crazy Easy. It's so good. And like Jimmy said, that is the version I listen to exclusively because it's like the first time every time. I don't know. It's just so good. So that's what I want. But guys, if you've never been to Charlottesville before, there are a lot of things that I know that you're seeing on social media, as far as bars, nightlife, what to do, historical things that while you're there, you might as well see. So guys, if you've been to Charlottesville before, outside of the Dave Matthews Band, if you want to kind of like, what are some things to do in Charlottesville that for people on their first trip out should really stop and do?
Drink.
No history.
Lots of places for that. Like
Lots.
JD,
There's a lot of. Good.
there's
There's a lot of history around Charlottesville.
Say like you brought up whose house was it?
Monticello.
Yes.
Thomas Jefferson's home, Monticello. Super cool. I'm a history nerd, but it's a really, really interesting place. And there's like some great tours. There's a vineyard at the bottom of the hill. I mean, it's a very neat spot to go check out. It's maybe like 20 minutes outside of Charlottesville.
Hello, everybody. This is Dave Rich from the Eddie Casino Band out in Las Vegas. We're really excited to get this journey going, celebrating our music, our original music, on all platforms. We just released our first single over Labor Day weekend called Eddie Casino. If you're looking for new music, look out for our next single coming out to Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Apple Music. These guys in the band are really excited to get started playing music for you all. If you like Tom Petty, Zach Brown, Jason Mraz, Dave Matthews Band, Rob Thomas, Jimmy Buffett, Pink Floyd, Stapleton, Bare Naked Ladies, Goose, Billy Strings, Sting and the Police, a ton of influences that we bring to the table. Hope you enjoy our music and look forward to seeing you soon live on stage.
And I hear there's something going on at this place called Blenheim on Saturday, maybe?
What?
Yeah, like isn't that a vineyard?
Yeah, did y'all hear about that? No, I don't know. I heard there might be
Where
a couple
do you get your
people.
information from,
I
Jimmy?
heard there might be a couple people there. I don't know.
There's like some famous guy owns that. Is that right?
Mr. Mathis?
Designed it or something. Who knows?
Matthews?
Davis?
David?
Matthews. Two T's.
I think it's pronounced
Yes.
David.
David.
From what I hear, there's a couple of vineyards.
Nice.
While we're in Charlottesville for the Dave Matthews Band, we're going to talk about one called Blenheim. And is it Blenheim?
Blenheim.
Blenheim? Is that right?
Yeah, Blenheim.
Blenheim. Okay, I don't want to screw it up a little
Yeah,
bit.
Blenheim.
People be like, she doesn't even know how to talk, which is true. So
We're from the South. It's all right.
I was I'm Southern. I say things different. I don't know.
Same.
Blenheim,
Yep.
Blenheim.
Blenheim. I'm going to see David. Blenheim.
How y'all doing?
David, where are you?
Yeah.
David, where you be at now, boy?
Back up here.
If I sound like that, please shut this shit down now.
I don't know David. I don't know David, but I know Mitch Miller.
Saturday, so after night one is Friday, Saturday, when you have probably nothing to do but, go see all the historical shit we just told you to go see.
Recover.
Maybe think about going to the famous vineyard Blenheim, which is, guys, is it owned by Dave Matthews?
I think so.
Designed by Dave Matthews.
I was searching afterwards and it said he was the founder and owner. So
Okay. So
I'm going with yes.
Pieces that
I'm looking
said,
it up.
he helped design like the buildings to make sure that they were, friendly.
Eco-friendly.
I'm trying to say eco-friendly, like
Eco-friendly.
things that he loves to do to make sure that we are being our best human selves on the earth and taking care of all of the things. And so we are going to do a meet and greet. And probably after listening to this podcast, you're like, why would I want to come and meet with you bunch of Southerners that can't even say letter correctly, right?
Okay. Just to interrupt, I looked up on Google. It says established in 2000 by owner Dave Matthews.
You get extra points on the trivia, just a little bit.
Oh, back it up. I had to do my research the other night as well.
I mean, just because I have a podcast does not mean that I know everything. And so I don't know most things. But yes, okay, so all of us that you see here on the screen or that you hear in your ears, in your wherever the sound is coming from, we are going to be at Blenheim on Saturday. The vineyard does not open until 11. And so in order for us to secure that we are going to be able to find everyone that's there for the Space Between podcast, Jimmy, tell them what we're going to do.
We are going to meet at 9 a.m. in the parking lot. And we are going to have a little tailgate party. We're going to have biscuits and donuts and mimosas and tomfoolery and shenanigans and all the good shit.
All of it.
So
Yes.
It's going to be a
Lucky
blast.
shines.
Come on out and join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. So
Yes. So you
Come
heard
on
it
out and
first,
join
guys, right here on the Space Between. We're going to get there early. I did verify today from a reputable source, not the vineyard, because that would be too smart, but from a reputable source, that we can just go early to the vineyard, and it's not like a gate that unlocks at 11. Like, we can just go. It's a lot of parking in fields. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We are going to park our cars and tailgate. We will have signs up that say the Space Between podcast. We'll be giving away swag, t-shirts, all kinds of stuff. So definitely be sure to come by, get you a t-shirt and a biscuit and a mimosa, right?
And I will have my truck, and I'll also bring my speaker so we can have Dave blasting. It's going to be a good time.
It's going to be amazing. So yeah, if you're going to be
BYOW.
Yeah, you got to bring your own everything. And this is a good segue to talk about, is weed legal in Virginia? Heather, you're our expert about weed.
It is legal in Virginia, but you got to bring your own because there's no dispensaries.
So it's bring your own weed. So
Weed.
BYOW.
See.
Yeah, so you can smoke it. You just can't buy it. So be sure to bring it from home, or Venmo, Cash App, whoever, and get them to bring you extra. I don't know. Is that against the law? I don't know. I didn't say it.
Laws are meant to be broken. Come on.
There's a loophole somewhere.
Yeah, there's a loophole. That's right, girl. It's not law.
Laws are more than just guidelines.
So definitely be sure to come and check us out at the Vineyard on Saturday. And guys, if you have any question about that, just check out social media under events. It is up on the Space Between podcast Facebook page, which actually it's not a page, it's a group. So check it out there. Also, each of these guys that are on today are co-hosts, so you should be able to find it through their page as well. All right, guys. So we are going to blow your mind on the last part of this podcast. We are going to do some Dave Matthews Band trivia. Now, the panelists that I have here, my friends, they do not know the questions that I'm going to ask them. So you can play along with them wherever you're listening or if you're watching this on YouTube. So, guys, once I ask a question, we're going to give like a 5-second pause. I'll give you some kind of hand signal or something, and then we can say the answer if we know it. That way we can give our friends at home or on YouTube time to figure it out if they know it. So, guys, are you ready for some Dave Matthews Band trivia?
Oh, yeah.
Game show host.
Let's do it.
Well, I want a real game show that's about Dave Matthews Band. And if it ever happens, I want to be the host. Just put that out in the universe.
There you go.
Okay, here we go.
I'll endorse that.
Oh, thank you. Okay, guys, in which song would you find this line? So we're going to listen to lyrics, and then you're going to tell me what song this is. All of the captain's cards are kings.
Song that Jane likes. Oh, sorry.
That was not 5 seconds, but yes, that is correct.
Give us a signal. Give us a signal.
5 seconds.
Yeah, I've raised my hand.
Is it 5 seconds from when you started reading it or when you finished?
Finish.
From the very end, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
Okay, we'll just see how it goes. Okay, guys. So for this next question, I am going to give you some descriptive words. Now, these words are not lyrics in the song. They are just words to get your brain thinking about names of songs. So this is a little bit different way of trying to get you to think of Dave Matthews Band songs. But I will say that this should be an easy one based on the show that you are currently on. Okay, here we go. Vacant area located in the middle.
What's up, everybody? This is David with the Dave Matthews Tribute Band. We're a nationally touring tribute to DMB, playing shows all over the country and beyond. Our goal is to bring you back to the classic sound that you fell in love with in the 90s and the 2000s, featuring a violin, saxophone, and maybe some keyboards sprinkled in as well. You can find out information about all of our tours and shows by visiting thedmtb.com. You can also check us out on Facebook and Instagram and other socials by searching the Dave Matthews Tribute Band or the DMTB. Hope to see you on the road and enjoy the Space Between podcast.
Heather.
The space between?
The space between. Okay, so I'm going to give you some lyrics, and you're going to tell me the name of the song. She comes to me. I watch her drink. I watch her comb her hair.
Recently.
JD.
Oh. I know we're raising hands.
Yes, recently. Yeah, that's right.
Sorry.
It is recently.
I didn't know we were raising our hands.
Do all the things, and I'll be like, oh. It's like the buzzer. You got to go. And another reason why you should watch this on YouTube, guys, because we're morons, or I'm a moron. So I'm just like,
We all are.
Okay, guys, next question. This song lyric can be found on the band's Everyday album. Which song is it? Let me give you some lyrics now. I'm going crazy, and it's all 'cause of you. It's all 'cause of you. I'm going under over you. This time now is so alive.
So right.
Jimmy!
So right.
So right, yeah. I think it's
Love
so...
that song.
It makes it so much more difficult to hear song lyrics when they're not being sang or when they're not being said in a certain
I know. I start singing them in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you say the lyrics, I know it, and then I just try to piece it together with song.
Right. It makes it way more head. Okay, this one is a fun one. What song contains the lyrics, I've got a bobblehead Jesus?
Joyride.
Bye.
Joyride.
Bye.
Yes, Joy.
You're
Dun,
right.
dun, 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 dun. Oh, sorry. I love that song.
It's one of my favorite. I named my car Joy. I love her. I love that song.
Oh, no, speaking of joyride, Dave totally fucked that up in the gorge. Totally fucked it up. But it was still amazing.
So good. It was
Still
so
amazing.
good.
Still
You
amazing.
know, I always say he could sing the phone book, and I'd just be like,
Yeah. Oh, he's the best.
Okay, so I've actually asked this question before on some
Sorry, I'm under the weather a little bit.
but it's one of my favorite questions. And so if you've listened to my podcast before, you're going to know the answer to this probably. But guys, I'm going to give you 2 songs, and you're going to tell me which one you think has been played more live. Okay, so live. 2 songs. Blue Water Baboon Farm. Second song is Come On, Come On.
Which one's
We're
been played
asking
more?
Which song has been played more live?
I'm going to say, come on, come on.
That's what I say.
All right, so we're going to give our listeners a little bit of time. Okay. Surprise. It's actually Blue Water Baboon Farm. And
Really?
that's why I love this. But if you'll remember, Come On just came out in 2018. Well, I say just
Yeah.
came out, but just came out. And Blue Water Baboon Farm was something just from the olden days. And so it's just it just time-wise, it's had more time to be played. And so that's kind of a tricky question because most people are like, what? Blue Water Baboon Farm? What? Look back in the DMB Almanac and you'll find it. It's crazy history of this band. Okay, guys, I got 2 more questions, and then that is the end of this episode. So, don't forget to definitely come out to Blenheim Vineyards on Saturday. We are going to start tailgating at 9 a.m. So just drive out. You should see the signs that say the space between. You'll see a lot of cars. You're going to see some, Jimmy's got his speakers. So we're going to be blaring Dave and who knows what. I know that it will be cold. So be sure to bundle up because we plan to be outside most of the day that we're out there. There are some indoor spaces, but with the traffic that they know they're going to get on a Dave Matthews Band weekend, it is going to be crowded. And so be prepared to stay bundled up. Okay, guys, so 2 more questions. Here we go. In 1996, Dave Matthews and Pim Reynolds teamed up to record live at Luther College. This was released as a 2-CD live set. Where is Luther College?
Isn't it? Is it Illinois?
I'm going to say Iowa.
It is Iowa.
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 I didn't start with an I. I knew it started with an I.
I don't know if I'm going to say the name of the city correctly, but it's like Decorah or Decorah, Iowa. Never heard of it, but that is where the famous Luther College, well, it's famous to me because of Dave and Tim, right? Like that's an historical album that, the editor of the show, Andy, that is literally his favorite out of all of the music. That is his favorite go-to album. He loves it so much. And I know a lot of people feel that way. But did a lot of people know that Luther College was in Iowa? Or have you ever even thought about it? It's wild. Okay, so one more question. We'll see if you can remember, because I did talk to these guys a few days ago. So be sure not to blurt out the answer. You may know this one. So what band was Carter playing with from 1984 to 1990? It was a band that he was in for those years. And I want to know the name of the band that he was in.
I know this one.
Me too.
They remember.
Secrets.
Heather, do you remember? You do. Okay, guys. So on the count of 3, we're going to say it all at the same time. So the band that Carter played with from 1984 to 1990 was, we're going to say it 1, 2, 3.
Secret.
Secret.
It was, I always joke that it was such a great band that it became a secret. And I'm sure probably I will be, laughed at for saying that because there's probably 10,000 fans that know the answer to that question, but we did not know the answer to that
We
question.
didn't know it.
So I'm sure a lot of people don't as So,
Right.
guys, I thank you so much for being part of this podcast today. It's funny what you can. It's funny what a love for a band can do, because ultimately my love for music and my love for the Dave Matthews Band has made my life so much happier and more fulfilled, because my life is full of people that I know I can count on and that love me and that I love them, and they are family. And I cannot name a whole lot of other bands that can say that about their fans. And so that is why I'm doing this podcast, is to continue to share the story of the fans of the Dave Matthews Band. So guys, thank you so much for being on this podcast and sharing a little bit of your journey. I definitely want to have y'all all back at a separate time so we can talk about that more. But guys, tell me, what's one thing that you would tell everybody to do besides get drunk or get high or listen to the Dave Matthews Band? What's one thing you would tell people to do while they're in Charlottesville?
I'm going to say check out Miller's Warehouse Vineyard. Have fun.
Yeah, Miller's.
Tons of great restaurants. If you're a foodie, it's a heaven for you.
I'm just going to say, live in the moment, savor it, don't take it for granted.
Absolutely.
Just enjoy it, take it all in, because it's going to fly by, and it's going to be like you just blinked your eyes. So
it is. That is a promise and a threat. So be sure to just don't sleep. You can sleep when you get home.
Yeah, right. Sleep when you're dead.
Do not sleep. You can sleep when you're dead. You know, but that's one thing that irks me, is like at the Gorge, there were so many people I knew that were sleeping till 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm like, get your ass up and enjoy this experience. It's rare. Not everyone gets to do it. People would kill to be out here. Enjoy yourself. Take in every single moment. Savor every moment, and just live it up.
Stay up and make some memories. Is that what?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. And have some bacon.
That's
Bacon.
exactly what I'm saying.
All right, guys, well, thank you for being on another episode of The Space Between. If this is your first time to listen to this podcast, just know that there's over 60 episodes of me talking with different fans, and that means 60 different stories of 60 different Dave Matthews Band fans. And so give it a shot. There's a lot of episodes, and be sure to check out our YouTube channel and be sure to hit that subscribe and like buttons. Guys, thank you so much for being on.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
See y'all in Charlottesville. Bye bye.
The space